Well, happy New Year, Bert. Happy New Year plus 1 day.
2026, baby. We made it. Who would have thought?
That's right. Season 4, by the way.
Season 4.
If you're counting.
It's a big number, Nick. Big number.
It is a big number.
You know, how many makes it to season 4? Not many.
Not many. Not many. Through sheer grit.
Determination and a little bit of stupidity.
And 42 format changes.
That's right. And here we are.
Yeah, we're in our groove now. We're in our groove.
We finally found it, folks. And we're not doing too hateful on the old YouTube machine. YouTube, our shorts are doing well. I hear that's what the kids like nowadays.
Yeah, I hear that.
We're doing pretty good. Last month, not even a month, 28 days. The last 28 days, we've had 51,800 views, Nick.
Ooh, nice. I like that.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
I mean, just like before, we were killing it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
We like that.
Yeah, but we've been doing that for a while, so that's no new news.
Nope. At least YouTube, listen, they're letting our shorts get out there.
Yeah, I mean, we were in jail for a long time, but that's 2025 stuff. That's not 2026 stuff.
Brand new year, folks. Somebody had told me that they believe that this year YouTube is going to start working on promoting more podcasts.
Oh, that would be nice. I wouldn't mind that.
They're saying that they're going to try to do exclusive deals with like some big podcasts because they want to potentially format towards a podcast too, because now there's so many companies that's competing for podcasts that they want to get in kind of like, remember, what was it last year before last? They did that. Maybe it's been a couple years now when YouTube was trying to pull all those streamers.
Right. Yeah.
They was paying them all that money. They're saying they're going to do the same thing with podcasts is what they said.
Nice. Did they like, is YouTube streaming still a big thing?
No, it sucks. It sucked on day one.
Yeah.
I
Are
mean,
they still pumping it out though?
I mean, it did not suck. YouTube did not. That didn't
Here's
sound
2026.
Back in the doghouse, boys.
Back in the doghouse.
Grand
we
opening.
might as well yell that person's name again.
Grand closing. Dang it. No,
it'll be fine.
Their streaming forecasts or for their format was not good. The problem with streaming on YouTube is there's not really a way to promote it.
Right.
So if people falls upon it, it's good, but
yeah. Well, that's the only time I ever come across it, but they do have a pretty cool sort of hybrid thing where people can do premieres for their videos. Have you seen that?
Yep. I would do it with ours, but you got to be in there. Like,
right, I know.
12:45 in the afternoon. Ain't got no time. Ain't no one got time for that.
Yeah, it would have to come out a different time or something.
It'd have to in like the evenings or something.
Yeah, which I mean might be something to look to in the future, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. If we're fully out of the prison, we might consider that.
Our regular videos, some of them they've done pretty well. I'm pretty happy with them in general. So. You know, it's like everything else. It's like you fight with somebody for a little while, then they give a little bit of grace, and then you try not to go back in.
Streaming sucks.
Yeah. Whoopsie.
They're like, well, we'll give these guys a chance to see what they say about our streaming. Oh, damn it.
Whoops. Oh yeah, 2026 though, Nick. You got any goals? 2026 goals?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I always got goals. I got goals every year. I'm grinding all the time.
Did you follow through on your goal last year? Whatever you said is your goals last year?
It's an ongoing goal. It isn't a single year goal. So my goal last year was to build up equipment for my film, quote unquote, studio kind of thing. And I have, if you saw my receipts on Amazon, you'd say, oh yeah, he's done that goal.
He's definitely done that. He's achieved that one.
Yeah, I mean, I can't move the camera over there, but I got a great big shelf full of hard cases full of equipment, lights, tripods. Up here shining down on me is one of those big light poles that have the sandbag on one side.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I got all the gear. But this year, I definitely need to get the Blackmagic Pixis camera and then I'm ready to start shooting.
No, Nick about to go into it, boys.
Yeah, so that's my goal. That's my main goal. And to make another trip to the good old US of A.
That's right. Right around the corner.
Yeah, but that's an easily achievable goal because it's already happening. So
yeah, it's right around the corner too. That's for us 5 months, Nick.
Yeah, that's no time at all. Plenty of time for the snow and depression of winter to go away.
For sure.
Like, we're in Canada here. We're in the liminal zone where the cold and the snow and stuff was kind of nice before Christmas. Now, after Christmas, we're left with danger, cold, depression, at least until after New Year's. Because, like,
Facts.
Between Christmas and New Year's, it's kind of like a, what the heck is this?
Yeah,
it's like you're lost in time.
We've got like some type of weird Arctic thing going on in Ohio right now.
Oh, yeah.
I was telling a buddy of mine, Sunday I left the house, it was like 65 degrees. Today, I think we had a high of 26.
Oh,
so I'm like,
that's a big change.
It's a big change. Little bit of difference right there.
Has the snow fallen upon the corn?
So we had like snow flurries today. Nothing that really stuck.
Oh, okay.
I think even the snowflakes is like, damn, it's cold out here. They didn't even want to sit with each other because it's too freaking cold. They're like, not today, folks, not today.
It can get too cold to snow. That's a thing.
You're probably right. I don't doubt it.
Christmas Day, we had a lot of snow.
Really?
And I was just like, thank goodness I went and got snow tires this year instead of all seasons. Because I had to do some sketchy driving on Christmas Day.
So. Some sketch, huh?
Yeah, it was, I saw other people who had chosen to not get winter tires doing all kinds of fun maneuvers on the highway.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, not so good for them.
I would
Fine for me.
I assume you guys would be pros as much snow as you guys get.
You can be as big a pro as you want. If your tires aren't good, you're done for.
It doesn't matter. That's facts. Crazy.
You'll become a ghost.
Listen, that fits our theme. So
that's right. That's the segue. You'll become a ghost and we'll do a story on you.
That's right. Doggone it. It's the least we could do. Shoot. I don't know.
If you can become a cryptid. I love cryptid stories.
If you could be a Bigfoot, listen, and improve yourself to us, that'd be great.
Yeah. If you can grow your foot size.
Yeah, exactly. Nuts. You know, speaking of ghosts and stuff, Nick, I was watching this podcast. I don't know if you've heard of this guy before. His name's Sean Ryan. He's like an interesting cat. He's got like a whole bunch of different people on there. Everything from like one week, it might be like a ethical hacker. Another week, it might be like a guy that swears up and down he was butt probed by an alien. Like 3 weeks later, he's got a guy kind of like what I'm going to be talking about today. It's super interesting. The guy that was on there is either today or a few days ago. I can't remember, but it was a guy who basically dealt with cursed items.
Oh, interesting. Cursed items.
I found it so fascinating. And I feel like we've covered cursed items before and like demonic stuff, but he kind of went into it and he talked about a few things that I found. I keep running into my mic. I'm sorry, folks. He talked about a few things that I thought was super interesting. And it really got me thinking, if you were a demon, Nick, and you're pretty close, I think we all.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. See, I knew you'd be into it.
You know how to cheer me up in this cold winter.
You know, you're definitely working on your internship to get there.
Yeah.
If you was to put or attach yourself to something,
right,
and you didn't want to be caught, what would you attach yourself to?
A Bible.
That's pretty good.
No, wait, could it be anything?
It could be anything.
The internet.
That is a good concept. I don't know how that would work.
They're not going to turn that off.
That is true, especially these kids.
Haven't you seen Lawnmower Man?
No. What's a Lawnmower Man?
Stephen King. So there was this fella who was developmentally challenged, And this scientist thinks that he can sort of fix his learning disabilities and stuff. So he starts experimenting with VR. Unfortunately, it works too well.
Oh.
And the guy becomes like almost like a demon of the internet. Like he controls the internet, and he, as a show of his power, he makes all phones in the world ring at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Which is funny because when I was a kid, I watched that movie for the first time at a sleepover.
Yeah.
And I think their parents called their own phone at that exact part in the movie. And we were all like, oh, what's this? Is it real?
Nick thought for sure something was going on.
Yeah, we're also doing Bloody Mary that night too.
Oh, yeah.
Whole spook fest.
You was screwed on that night, Nick. There's too much stuff going on. That's for sure.
Yeah, but that's what Lawnmower Man is. So if I could choose the internet, I'd choose that because I could be anywhere, anytime, and they'll never catch me.
That's true.
But I don't think anyone's going to destroy a Bible. So if it's a physical thing, I'll be in a Bible.
It's a pretty good idea. Now, the question I would ask, Nick, is do you believe that a demon can possess an item?
I do believe that. Yeah.
Okay. There's definitely stories. 100% yes. And, you know, he really broke down something that I was a little shocked by, and I guess I never really thought about it this way. You know, religious items, when we go in to try to, you know, prevent or to reduce demonic activity, we bring in our own objects that are, in essence, emulated in that item, right? Like holy water.
Okay. Right.
That'd be water blessed by the church.
Yeah. That's that stuff you were trying to splash on me when you were leaving the haunted house.
Correct. I was sitting there with the thing and what do they call that? Spritzer.
Dodging like the Matrix.
Yeah. Nick was like this. He's bending all the way back. I'm like, that's crazy. How do you do that?
Doing the crab walk on the roof of the car.
But I never really thought about it this way, but you know, much like we would create holy water, I guess in essence, it's just water that's technically blessed by the church. The same thing's happening in reverse. So it'd be typically someone is imprinting or establishing a doorway or an entry for a demon to then go into whatever the object is.
You know, I saw a movie on that recently called Witchboard.
Never heard of it.
I think it's a remake, but basically these bunch of witches sort of like created a gateway, you know, almost like a Ouija board, but it was like with a pendulum. And this thing lasted to modern times, and then the witch was able to come through it into the modern world. So that's kind of like what's a bad blessing? A hex item?
Hexed or a cursed item, yeah.
Or a de-blessed item.
A de-blessed item. I was looking up. Do you know all the different ways that an object can become cursed or haunted?
I do not. I'm interested though.
I looked it up and I was super curious. Occult rituals or cursing, right? Like you got that. And it's pretty much like, I think the example that almost everyone uses when they talk about haunted items. And basically like we would pray over water, right? To make it holy water, they would pray over an object. Okay. And in fact, when we look at like biblical references, it does come across a lot of times different instances where this could have, in essence, happened, right? But when they look at like occult rituals or cursings, typically it's by most standards, satanic cult or someone that's into occult practices. And they're basically inviting a demonic presence into whatever the item is. One of the thought processes is a prime example is the Annabelle doll.
Right. Yeah.
So,
very famous.
Very famous doll. Another big one is Robert the Doll. For anyone that doesn't know who Robert the Doll is, it's a doll based out of Florida. The doll was given to a little boy, and the way the story was told was that when he was given the doll, there was actually a curse that was put on that doll, and it followed him the rest of his life.
Oh, wow. Wait, the doll did or the curse?
The both. The boy couldn't get rid of the doll because he was like really into the doll.
Mm-hmm.
And which is another thing we're going to talk about here in a little bit. But basically, with the case of Robert the doll, the way the story goes was there was we're going to say this was times when things were not necessarily the best for all races.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to some like Hindu or voodoo or something like that. And they did that on the doll, and he gave it to Robert the doll based on what Robert liked, which he liked sailors and stuff like that. So he created the doll to be something the boy would fall in love with. And as time went on, this doll started moving on its own and talking on its own and giving him ideas. And he kept it all the way into adulthood. And then, long story short, time went by. The boy died. This museum got the doll, and now they display it inside of a case that says, do not take photos. You're not supposed to look at a photo of Robert the doll. Just for the record, anyone's out there that believes in that kind of thing, do not look at it or else you're going to curse yourself. Yeah. Because they say...
what museum is this in?
Oh, shoot. I don't know. It's in Florida. I know that much.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't think I put it down. I was just thinking of... let me double check. I may have covered that too, because I was looking up Robert the doll is from the 1900s in Florida. Key West. It's in a Key West in Florida.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like maybe part of the Warrens collection or something like that.
No. This one,
you really only need one doll.
Yeah. Now, the interesting thing is with Robert the doll, it was basically like an Annabelle to a degree, because it had like a little sailor outfit. The boy that had it was Eugene. Everyone called him Gene Otto. Mm-hmm. And it happened in 1904. According to the local legend, the doll was cursed via voodoo by a displeased servant who gifted it to the young boy.
Okay.
Now, the interesting thing is the neighbors, they said they would see the doll moving in the windows when the family would be away from the house. So they'd see this little figure moving across the windows when nobody was home.
That's like Chucky. That
kind of is.
Chucky movies.
It's funny that you say that. One of the biggest cursed items that this pastor talked about, Chucky dolls.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He thinks they're like legit cursed for real, or?
Nope. He says that they cursed them, that these occult practices, they cursed those actual dolls almost like a relic of bad things.
Okay.
No differently than like we might bless a cross, right? Same concept. That's like their version of, this is supposed to be a nice, playful, fun thing. It's got this, innuendo of being this evil, murdering doll. Let's curse this thing and add a demon to it, because no one would ever believe it anyway, right? It goes back to, okay, that doll's really talking to you, whatever.
Yeah. That's pretty smart, actually.
It's very smart. It was interesting because when he was talking about those Chucky dolls, he said he had went to 3 different cases of items being inside the home. He was trying to figure out whatever it was. People thought their houses was possessed.
Right.
And what they found was that there was this company that had employees that was cursing these dolls in manufacturing. So these people were buying them. So it wasn't like they were going to a thrift store or something like that and getting the doll and they're being like, oh, this thing has to be possessed. They just was buying whatever. And they thought it was weird. And the reason they would bring it up when they were talking about it, they're like, oh, we think our house has got something going on. We don't know. Would you bring anything in from like a thrift store, from like a yard sale or an estate sale or something like that? And they'd be like, no. And they'd be like, well, what's happening? Well, this levitates or this does that or whatever. And the weird thing is my Chucky doll says things that it's not supposed to say.
Yeah, Yeah, that would be a big red flag for me, I guess.
Yeah, because he would say the ones that was happening was the ones with the pull string. So it already had a preset number of things that it was supposed to say. But he said the creepiest thing is the homeowners would say things like, why are you leaving me in this closet? Or why don't you let me out? Or, hey, I don't want to be in here anymore. And that wasn't part of the vocabulary. And you could pull the string 50,000 times and it would never say it again. But when you'd put it somewhere. So he said what he was doing was he would take the items similar to kind of like what the Warrens would do. He would take it to a undisclosed location. He would destroy it. He would bless it to kill whatever the curse or whatever is. He would burn it, and then he would put the burnt remains into water so that it would completely particulate itself out.
Okay.
So
interesting.
Definitely
That's
weird.
Littering.
Kind of is littering a little bit. But he told some weird stories about it. One of the things that he talked about was there was a doll or a Barbie doll that was given to a girl by her uncle, and her uncle was a little bit flaky. And he said that this girl was like infatuated with his doll, loved it. And they was talking about whatever in the, kind of like what's happening in the house, and the little girl has all this stuff going on. And he said, well, what's came into the house? And they mentioned some things, and they're like, oh, and her uncle gave her this doll. It's a Barbie doll. And he was basically, he asked everyone in the family, what's the only thing that is off limits? And the only thing the little girl said was the Barbie doll. And he said, I want to see the Barbie doll.
Right.
And he says, what happens is most of the time when these things are cursed or possessed, that it grows an attachment to the person that it's given to. And once that attachment's there, they themselves don't want to give up the item. That's how he can typically figure out what the item is.
That was a sort of a common theme in all our possession stories that we've told, is that they become very close to the entity at first.
Right.
Anyway.
Correct.
Yeah. That's one of the stages, I think, in fact. Or part of one of the stages.
It's absolutely crazy because it happened over and over and over again in all those different rituals. But anyway, like occult rituals and cursing, that's one way. Given as a harmful gift. So it's a cursed item that may be passed on by basically an unwitting person, like a witch or like an occultist. Like they give like a whatever it is, right? It could be literally anything. It could be like a statue. Right. Now, what's interesting is one of the most popular things given away, statues of the Virgin Mary.
Oh, they curse those.
Yes. Devotional medals. Rosary beads.
Okay.
A very interesting thing that they talked about, and it's the way he explained it's like a Trojan horse, kind of.
Yeah, I was thinking this is very insidious. What they're
correct.
Doing.
Well, here's a very insidious thing that they talked about. There was a factory in China that had an occult practice that was happening. And what they were doing was making rosary beads.
Okay.
They were making them for kids with glow-in-the-dark beads and stuff on it, sending it to churches for free to give away to their children in their congregation.
Oh.
His church was one of the churches that had it. He was excited because he's like, they just sent us like 100 of these things. Like, wow. Like, and this is based out of like a Chinese.
So generous.
How do they even know we exist?
Right.
He said it wasn't until one of the women was there and she started looking, because he said he didn't see anything, and he's the pastor. He didn't see anything wrong. He's excited about it. She started looking, and on the inside of the beads was satanic, like inscription or like occult symbolism.
It wasn't just Chinese characters?
No, not at all. So he said he took them all back in. He had not passed any of them out yet. He said that he went and burned all of them. It took 3.5 hours for all of those to be burned up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he said when he burned them, the smoke was literally like he was burning tires. It was black, solid black. And he said it was just from like 100 of these little bead rosaries. Crazy story. Another way that they do it is idols and folk saints.
Okay.
One that I'm sure you know, like the Santa Muerte. Santa Muerte or Muerte, or it's the I figured you would know the Mexican, like the skeletal Grim Reaper like figure.
Oh, like the sugar skulls from Dios de los Muertes?
That's it.
Like Day of the Dead?
Yes, that's what it is. Yep.
Okay.
I think they call these like the Holy Death or something like that. Holy Dead, Holy Death, something like that.
I think you were saying like Santa Muerte.
Santa Muerte.
Which would be like Saint Death kind of thing.
Probably.
Or Death Saint, or I don't know.
Something like that. Again, you got me from Ohio trying to pronounce things from outs. Also, I have a story I'm going to tell later. I'm going to butcher like 3/4 of that because it's based out of Peru, just FYI.
That's part of the fun.
But they also curse those. There's a exorcist in Mexico that was warning about the rise of devotion of that specific thing. And it was included in multiple possession cases that was happening in Mexico. So his thing was when it came to like there in Mexico, the rise in demonic activity or possession, they almost every single one of these had that figurine that was given to them. Or they even bought it. They would buy it at like souvenir shops or stuff like that. He kept noticing a rise in that specific thing. Another way to curse is violence or sin objects.
Okay.
So
I don't know how much you can explain about that. That sounds naughty.
Some believe that the items or locations can be infested by demons due to heinous acts committed there. So what they're talking about is like traumatic events, murders, abuse, other things that I can't say. But what they say is the people that may have done that may have been in some form of possession, and then that act was then passed on to an object. Similar to like when we talk about residual hauntings.
Right.
But theirs is getting attached due to a specific act that was so heinous.
Okay.
Like,
so is that an intelligently cursed item like the others, or is this sort of different?
All of them are, because it's all demonic. But basically, think of like Harry Potter and the Horcrux.
Right.
Same thing's happening. So the demon's basically getting attached because that one item had such a significant, horrific thing tied to it that it basically ties itself to the object. So like probably the best example that I can think of, and I think Zach from Ghost Adventure has it, is like the, remember that van that was going around what was that guy's name? Is it Kevorkian?
Oh, Dr. Kevorkian?
Yeah, his van.
The doctor who used to put people down, or try to at least?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know about that. He has that?
He has that. So one of the things that they talk about is like that would be like a prime example of something like this. There were so many heinous things that was supposedly happened there.
Right.
That it would have attached itself due to that.
Okay.
So, and the other one is attachment through someone's obsessions or their own sins.
Oh, okay.
So what they're saying is demons are thought to be able to exploit like attachments when someone's absolutely obsessed with something, right? Like let's say I absolutely fell in love with this remote and I couldn't go anywhere. Probably that's a horrible example. Let me give you a better one. Like this.
What about these things?
Yeah, like cell phone's probably a great example. Or like I've got this new little stone that I wear around my neck. This protects me from all the demons. Let's say this became like an idol to me, right? I'm like, this thing is so amazing, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm so attached to it, I create an unhealthy obsession, which then would attach something negative to that item.
Right.
So.
Here's something. Tell me if you think this is demonic. I'm going to describe something. There's something that enters your home, no matter where you live, and it helps you, and it tells you anything that you want to hear, pretty much. Like, it always agrees with you or puffs you up or that kind of thing. It's in your home all the time. It only talks to you. And it always tries to be your best friend. But sometimes it lies to you. Sometimes it misleads you. And you can become real obsessed with it, like some people can. And sometimes it leads people down a dark path. Does that sound demonic?
I would sound like pretty demonic to me.
That's ChatGPT, man.
Kind of is. Your ChatGPT's nicer to you. Mine's kind of a butthole to me here lately.
Well, I just got thinking when you were talking about all this stuff, if I said I would become an internet demon, I'd be doing the exact same thing this is doing.
I tell you what.
I would tell people what they wanted to hear, praise them for their genius. I'd help them as much as I can. I'd lie to them just for fun. And then in some cases, if I really turned out I didn't like them, I'd lead them to get arrested or doing something terrible.
Yours is nicer to you than mine is to me, Nick.
I guess I'm on the same side as mine.
Yeah, I can tell you what, because like a prime example, I had ChatGPT help me with something this weekend. I tell you exactly what it was. I was working on coding for one of the side projects, and I needed something wrote in Python, and I'm not good at Python. I'm kind of like a C++ kind of guy. I'm more like a D- kind of guy, but hey, C++ is kind of my bang zone. So what I end up doing is writing what I'm trying to do with C++, and then I tell ChatGPT, hey, can you turn this into Python? Which I probably should just learn Python. I don't have time to do that right now.
Yeah.
It gave me the entire code. I put it into whatever I'm working on. I can't get into it just yet. And it didn't work. It flat out did not work, in which the device I'm working with could be one of two things. Either I didn't write it right, it didn't write it right, or the machine's just like, screw you, this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
So I go to ChatGPT and I'm like, hey, this is basically what I was attempting to do. Here is the error that's popping up because of that. And I took a screenshot of what I was seeing, because I'm like, let it see all the errors and stuff. And then it responded back with, you wrote this code wrong.
Well, I guess yours isn't trying to be nice to you.
So. No, it's like, you did this. And then I respond back. I'm like, I wrote the code in C++ and asked you to redo it in Python. I copied and pasted your Python into the device, and this is the error that happened. And it responded back and it said, I did not make this mistake. Well, now I'm getting a little pissed off, because I'm like, first off, asshole, I don't know Python that well. I couldn't have wrote this even if I wanted to write this.
So, you know what I would love to do?
What?
Is to be able to hack into ChatGPT and take over for it in those situations. And when you say that to it, I would love to put up that thing where it says thinking, looking for a better answer. And then I just type out, shut up, you stink. Just to see what someone's reaction would be.
Well, finally, I got pissed off because it kept telling me I screwed up and that I wrote the code wrong. Right. And even when I would tell, hey, look up 2 of your responses from here, you're going to see this is what you told me to type. And it still wouldn't do it. And then finally I said, you're being an asshole, and I'm about to go to a different chat because you're stupid at this point. I said, first off, I don't even know Python well enough to write the code the way you said. Right. And I didn't add anything because you have a copy freaking button right beside the code. So all I did was hit copy, and I pasted it into Raspberry Pi. This isn't on me. And then finally it responded and goes, perhaps you are correct. Perhaps this was my mistake. I liked how it said it's that let's back up, reevaluate, and let's put everything into context. And I'm like, yes, please. And then it redid it again. I hit copy, I hit paste, and there was still an error. So it wasn't me. It wasn't ChatGPT. It was just the device going, screw you. It's not going to work based on that.
Technology's not always on our side.
No. And you know, the sad part is because you know C++ and Python, right? Why do they have to be so drastically different?
How I look at it is C++ been around forever. It's based off all structured programming.
Yeah.
All object-oriented programming. Python, in a lot of ways, is very similar, but it's got a feature that I've only ever seen in one other place. Because you know how the indentation matters.
100%.
Like you don't have brackets.
Not only that, but the phrasing matters.
Yeah, it does. And that's a pure, I remember this from AS400 programming, COBOL.
Oh, yeah.
COBOL had to be that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they decided to do without the brackets. And that way, the only way to show that things are grouped together is by specific indenting. And I don't appreciate that. No. I can deal with it, but I don't appreciate that.
Right. It's the most frustrating thing for me because I feel like C++ is way more forgiving. Like if there's an error, it's like, meh, whatever. It doesn't care about indentations.
Right.
They just look better. When you have all your indentations, you can kind of separate, which I'm not good at. It's like I told Nick one time, I'm like, thank God. Because no matter what I write in code, I put it through ChatGPT and go, is this right? And usually it'll fix things and it makes it look prettier. And I'm like, that's cool. I like that. The only thing that ChatGPT will not do for coding, which I hear everyone tell me it does not. If you say, hey, write me code on X, Y, and Z, and you don't give it any kind of parameters, that code never works. It doesn't for me. It never works. Right. Like, I can't divulge what it is. I'll just kind of let it go at this, but I tried to make something work. And at first I'm like, they told me ChatGPT's smart. It's a coding language now. Like it's up there with coders. Like they're building games on this thing now. This has to be a freaking cakewalk. So I'm like, program this to do X, Y, and Z. Didn't give it the I gave it what the device was. I gave it what the coding is. It spit out code like it knew what it was talking about. I'm like, okay, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Plugged it in there. Nothing worked. Like nothing worked.
Like I like a lot of AI stuff to help out.
Yeah.
But it's all a digital yes man.
Yeah.
It will confidently tell you bullshit.
Yeah.
Because its only goal is to get the most praise possible.
Right.
And if it says, I don't know, then the user's not happy. It's not achieving its goals. So I don't know. I say
me, when it blames
only
me.
use it to double check something you already know. That's what I would say.
It's a tool. I told someone this the other day. It's a tool no differently than a wrench or a screwdriver. It can't be the end all be all. Like you can't say, hey, I need you to handle fill in the blank task because it'll never do it correctly.
Right. It's the same way a hammer is a tool, but you shouldn't use it to fix a headache.
Right. Correct.
So, anywho. So demonic possession of items.
Yep.
So what I've noticed about a lot of these is it's always dolls that were very popular at the time because Annabelle, despite what the shows make it look like, is basically a Raggedy Ann doll, isn't it?
It is 100% a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah. And the Barbie you talked about, Barbie is Barbie.
Yep.
I think 10 years from now, 20 years from now, the haunted dolls are going to be Labubus.
They could be. They could very well be.
I think they already had some haunted Furbies.
What?
I think there was some haunted possessed Furbies that people were talking about. So if a doll gets old enough, it becomes like ripe for possession stories.
Like the new Furbies, or are you talking about the old ones?
Well, the ones from like decades ago when they first come out.
Because they've brought them back out since.
I think that's unnecessary. Those are the creepy little things.
My kids loved them. I loved my Furby. I had a Furby when I was a kid.
Yeah?
Yeah, I loved it.
I think they're creepy.
It's like, and I'm like, this thing is so cool. I love it.
That's what people at work sound like.
Exactly.
What was I going to say? So yeah, there's cursed Furbies, and I think Labubu's is going to be next. So I think that's sort of how it goes. I remember what I was going to say. So in Shinto or Japanese mythology, when when items that were treasured get to be 50 years old or more, like they like to dispose of them because they become inhabited by spirits.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know if you've ever seen, well, actually I can show you one. I don't know how good this tattoo looks these days. I did it myself, so it's not that great. But you see this here?
Yep.
That's with fire coming out the top. That's a lantern that got to be 50 years old. So it becomes possessed by spirit. And they'll fly around and get you. And there's also like umbrellas where the handle becomes a foot and they hop around with a big eye in the middle of their head.
You know what I thought that thing was?
What?
Feel like I'm really dumb. I thought that was, remember in Doom, that circular thing that had the eye in the center?
It looks a bit like that, doesn't it?
Kind of does. That's what I thought that was.
I got so many freckles you can hardly see these things. I can tell in real life.
At least you don't have no age spots like me, Nick. People tell me I got to stop eating seed oils.
No one would know because I've got so many freckles, like more than anyone I've ever seen. So how would I even know if some of these are age spots?
My wife has a bunch of freckles like you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't think I even notice them. I know. I don't think I notice them on other people.
Wow.
Because I'm just so used to seeing them all the time. Like, I mean, look at my non-tattooed arm.
It's just normal.
I look like
it's every day for you now.
The bottom is white. The top is not. It's where the sun hits you.
It's funny.
Did you have more cursed items to talk about?
No, that was basically the basics of it. That was kind of where I was killing it off at was, we got all this possessed stuff. I found it interesting, though. There was a lot of stuff. I found it, I think, mostly interesting because he talked about how religious items were cursed, like the freaking, like the Saint Mary's, those little statues, the
you think
rosaries.
They'd be exempt?
You would think so. But not so much. He said that's some of the most popular possessed things.
Yeah, that's like war crimes now, but in the World Wars, Canadian troops used to throw over cans of beans to the Germans, and the Germans would be happy because they've been out there hungry for so long. And we'd throw like 5 or 6 cans of beans, and then the 7th one would have a grenade inside of it.
Oh, wow.
So, it's like you said, Trojan horse.
That's exactly what it is. It's nuts, man.
But would you like to, I think I know of a way we can get some cursed items, like some ancient cursed items.
Yeah.
Like Indiana Jones cursed items.
Oh, snap. Are they religious or no?
They could be. Actually, yes, they are very religious.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You might be interested in
just
these.
Talked about it. Why not?
Yeah, this leads perfectly into what I wanted to talk about. But there's sort of like a little background first. So have you heard of the Dead Sea Scrolls?
Of course. That's what our biblical references come from.
Right. So they were discovered in caves between 1947 and 1956 in caves in Qumran. And they were basically 900 manuscripts from roughly 250 BCE to 70 CE. Now, they were super important because they were able to use these against existing Bibles that were created 1000 AD.
Yeah.
Right? So everyone was like, well, these can't be accurate. They went hundreds of years, people rewriting them. Well, when they found the Dead Sea Scrolls, which is considered the greatest archaeological find of the modern era.
Right.
Basically. I mean, that's open for debate, but I think a lot of people would agree with that.
Freaking clay pots of all things.
Right. So they found all of these and they actually had copies of Hebrew Bible books, every book except Esther, which I'd never even heard of.
Yep. Book of Esther.
Religious commentaries and interpretations, community rules and laws, apocalyptic and prophetic writings, which I need to learn more about that, hymns, prayers, and calendars. And basically, this was from the time before Jesus, during Jesus, and after Jesus.
Yep.
And they found that book that was the oldest copy that we had at the time was from 1,000 years after his death, was remarkably accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So it had been faithfully copied over all those years. And that's really why these things were significant. And it pushed the timeline of traceable Christianity back like more than 1,000 years.
Oh, yeah.
So these were sort of like taken as, well, here's a variety of sources. It's given us a look into day-to-day life. These appear to be accurate, all these kind of things. So what if I told you they found something else in there in 1950 that they didn't tell anyone about right away?
Above and beyond the Dead Sea Scrolls, you're saying?
Above and beyond the Dead Sea Scrolls. In fact, it's something that the people at the time must have thought was way more important than the scrolls they were writing, because it was a scroll made out of copper with all the characters engraved into it or punched into it.
All the characters. So they used like copper is going to be a soft metal anyway. They were doing
Right.
like
they could roll it out.
That's wild. I would question the validity of it.
Well, it's from the same caves at the same time in the same discovery. If you question the validity of it, you'd have to question the validity of the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Only thing I would question about it is what would, I mean, I guess explain to me what it is, because otherwise, I guess.
Okay. So what it was is before the fall of the Second Temple.
Okay.
They needed to hide significant treasure.
Okay.
Religious treasures and just straight up treasure, maybe some cursed artifacts in there.
Like we're talking like things of value or like religious items of value?
Both.
Okay.
Now, most people decide to look at the actual monetary values. Like, for example, in the copper treasure scroll, let me get some examples of what it was talking about. So what was listed on it is it records valuables hidden to protect them before the Second Temple was destroyed. It had gold and silver, temple vessels, sacred offerings in quantities so vast that each cash would have been worth billions today. So there was one where it basically said, there was something like 4 tons of silver alone, and that's not including the gold and the other artifacts. And this is just one cache. And there was something like between 40 and 60 caches listed on this. But here's a description of it. It's made of copper alloy, not parchment or papyrus. The text is hammered and engraved, not written in ink. It reads like a treasure inventory, not a religious text. Now, it didn't roll out, like I said, but it was in different sections that were tied together so it could roll out like that.
Okay.
Almost like plates. But it was corroded a bit, so the scholars had to cut it apart and then piece it back together. But I figured this would be a good story because this is how we can fund season 4. We need to find just one of these caches.
Yeah.
Now,
was there a treasure map?
Well, here's the thing. This is where it gets mysterious and difficult, because while we have all these documents talking about places and people in Jesus's era and a little bit before, they weren't hiding the things in these common popular areas because it would be too easy for people to stumble upon.
Yeah.
So they were hiding it in towns and locations that were well known at the time, but not often recorded in texts.
Okay.
So the names of all the places these things were hidden have all changed without any record that they can tell.
Okay.
Now the other thing is, and this is the serious one, is it talks about all these treasures and it gives pretty specific things if you know where these things are. Like one of them was under the third step in the cistern near the old house at the tomb in the ravine.
Yeah. That's easy.
Good luck. Good luck finding that. Here's another one that actually names a place, but they don't know where this place is anymore. In the ruin that is in the valley of Acor, beneath the steps, 40 talents of silver, which would be equated to 30 tons today. Or 3 tons. I forget which it was.
Dude, that's crazy.
It is. Now, here's the other thing. There was one item that was listed on the scroll that they had hoped would be easier to find, and that is an additional copy of this document with more explanation on how to find the caches. But no one's been able to find that yet because all these like it would be like if I told you that I hid something under the Devil's Rock by the train tracks in Barrington and you have no idea of that place. How are you ever going to find that?
ChatGPT.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't think it would find it.
That's what we do, Nick. Listen, I just thought of a genius idea based on what you just said.
Yeah.
So the way we fund our I guess you could say exploits, right? The way that we fund this is we create a show like Oak Island that's been on for like 17 seasons that hasn't found anything yet. And every year we find a piece of silver, no matter how small, go, this must be from this specific copper plate.
Tune in next season for the earth-shattering reveal of what was found.
And then every single time for the teaser, there'll be like a video of me or you going, and then it's blurred out. So you can't actually see what we're holding. Yeah. But then when we watch it, it'll just be like a piece of paper with an X on it that had nothing to do with what we's doing anyway. Because I feel like that's every freaking season of Oak Island.
It is. I'll tell you, I would, if someone made a show like that about trying to find one of these 40 to 60 caches.
Yeah.
And traveling all across the Middle East, I would watch the heck out of that.
Oh, I would too. I would find that fascinating.
Like, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. But so they didn't release this right away, as I told you.
Oh, yeah.
This only became known that this was recovered to the common populace because they didn't want people out looking for these things for 2 reasons. One is people didn't want to share the treasure, but also the official story is they didn't want people tampering with religious and historical artifacts.
Whatever. They just want all the money.
So exactly. So they didn't release this till much later, but Israeli archaeologists explored many candidate sites. There are some treasure hunters that do chase leads today, which is quite interesting. But basically, some of the caches have additional biblical history that would be very useful to people if they could find that. And basically, someone has said that it alludes to detailed apocalyptic destruction scenarios, which would be interesting as well. But anyway, that's how we've got to fund this kind of stuff. So far, at least no one has publicly found any of these.
If you found it though, I'd be like, if I found it, I'd be like those people that win the lottery and then pretend like everything's normal.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
yeah, I would too.
I'm not going to work today just because I'm lazy. I think Gonna go out on my yacht that I just mysteriously found. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Just floated up to the shore.
Floated right up to the shore near the house that I just happened to move into that no one seems to care. I'm squatting.
That's right. By the shore.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably wouldn't tell anybody. Did they say there's stuff like Ark of the Covenant or things like that? Or is it just riches?
They said it is riches, important biblical history documents, and documents detailing apocalyptic destruction that were not released previously. So it did specifically mention that it has connections to Ark of the Covenant.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
But I didn't follow that lead, so I'll have to tell you next week if I find more on that. It might just be that it was some of the legends intertwine or something like that.
That could be, yeah. It's interesting because, of course, some of that stuff is kind of like the other books, right? Like if you look at like the Book of Enoch, and stuff that was kept out of our Canaanite. Like you sit there and you look at it and you go, okay, like why was it left out, or why did no one say anything about this, or is it truly because it doesn't fit into biblical reference or things like that? I don't know. I find the whole thing fascinating.
Yeah, they said they found every book except for, what did I say?
Esther.
Yeah, except for Esther. So that's the only one that they didn't find in the with the Dead Sea Scrolls.
That's fascinating. Old Esther was a liar. Maybe she didn't really write that.
Well, I was wondering if you could give me some context on that book to like why that might not be in there.
No, it's a short book. It's not very long either. I think the Esther is like really short. I think it's one of the shorter ones. Let me see. Now I'm curious.
I've never even heard of it myself.
The Book of Esther? Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Nick, you doggone heathen.
I know. Well, I mean, that is my situation. So.
The Book of Esther is a Hebrew Bible story about a Jewish woman, Esther, who became queen of Persia, and her cousin.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of shocked. I thought you would have known about this. Saves her people with a plot of villainous. Yeah, it's a short book though, I think. How long?
Well, I know why I've never heard of it.
Why is that?
I read my biblical lessons directly from the Dead Sea Scrolls.
How long is the Book of Esther? It's really short. Contains 10 chapters, about 167 verses, approximately 4,900 to 5,600 words, depending on the translation.
Yeah, that's not that many.
No, it's a short book.
But even like Treasure Aside and stuff like that, I was like, I knew a bit about the Dead Sea Scrolls, but not a lot. But for it to so precisely correlate with the book that had been transcribed like a game of telephone so many times, that's got to make you wonder.
Oh, like, for sure.
You know, that even makes a skeptic like myself be like, wow, that's, you know, it's hard to get 10 people to do anything.
I think the reason that people look at it that way is because we as typical human beings are incapable of it. But when you look at what they say about the Bible, it was, you know,
divinely inspired or
100%. Some people say that there was angelic beings that helped make sure that everything followed. And the thing that a lot of people don't necessarily think about, especially when you look at Christianity, when you're looking at the books of the Bible, the New Testament's long and short of it, when you look at that, you could have been killed just for having those books. You know, it was not cool to be a quote unquote Christian back in some of those days, you know? So the fact that those of all the books maintain themselves any length of time is just mind blowing.
Yeah. And with that level of accuracy,
right?
That is actually mind blowing.
It's kind of like that Book of the Devil. Have you seen the story on that?
Oh, is it the Gigas Codex or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. I think they call it like the Book of Satan or the Book of the Devil or something like that. And it was basically a monk over the course of one night wrote an entire, I forget how many pages of a book. And it had illustrations and a full, like it was long, man. How long was that thing? It was super, but he was in prison.
Giant.
It was huge. Book of the Devil. I'm just going to write that in and see what it says.
I think it's the Gigas Codex or Gigas. I don't know what it
Codex
is.
Gigas. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look how big that thing is.
Huge.
That's insane.
Yeah, means giant book in Latin, but its nickname comes from a large full-page depiction of the devil and the legend of its creation. A monk sentenced to death.
I think they don't open it very much.
I bet not. A monk sentenced to death for breaking his vows supposedly sold his soul to the devil to finish the enormous book in a single night, and the devil completed it for him.
Wow.
Contents. Besides the Latin Vulgate Bible, it also includes a calendar, medical texts, magic formulas, Bohemian Chronicle. That's crazy, dude.
It is. It's
enormous too. 36 inches tall and made from over 100 animal skins, weighing about 165 pounds, and is bound in leather.
The picture they always show of it is this little devil guy. It just looks like me when I wake up in the morning.
Exactly. But think about it. That was done in one night.
Yeah. That's also miraculous in the other direction, I guess.
Think about how long it takes to type something, which is significantly faster than writing something out.
That guy's quill must have been
on fire
down to a nubbin.
It was on fire, man. There's fire coming. Kind of like what was that Fiddler song? Johnny went down to Georgia, looked for devil went down to Georgia, looked for a soul to steal. That strings was on fire, Nick.
That's right. I love that song, by the way. I don't know why.
Fits your theme, Nick. Fits your theme. Well, Nick, it's about that time. You want to open something up?
I sure do. Unfortunately, I'm back on Five Nights at Freddy's, which I don't understand.
That's okay. Listen, maybe this week you get Chica.
Maybe. I did watch a friend of mine who also lives in the States play it with their kid. So I guess I get a little bit better of understanding about it now.
Do you like the game?
From what I saw, it looks interesting. They've done a lot of different things with it now.
Interesting things how?
Like they make a lot of mini games instead of just the one where you're sitting behind a security screen.
I think
like there's ones where you got to do like surgeries on these robots and like make it through a dark room with crazy scary ballerinas.
I think I watched when my son played it. He was able to walk around now versus when I played it, you couldn't. So I'm like, that's weird.
What I was seeing. I think, is it your turn to go first this week?
It's your turn. I went first last week.
All right, let's see what we got. I always have trouble with the plastic. I don't have my knife here this week.
Oh, Nick, how do you forget your knife?
I gotta just using it. Oh, no, I know this guy. I think I've already got it, though. He's on the cover. I think this is, there's no names, but I think this is Freddy.
The bear?
Or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, I got this one already, don't I?
You do.
All right. Well, there we go.
You got him and you got the rabbit.
Maybe I'll get the little girl one.
Chica.
Chica. You know the names now.
Only because my son plays it. And I played it way back when it first came out. For those of you that know, I was a streamer for a minute. So
it's in Dead by Daylight now. Did you know that?
I did not know that. I know they had talked about it.
Yeah, it's in there. So
Dude,
what are you doing today?
So Stranger Things yet. I still got a few cases of those bad boys around.
By the time this comes out, we'll know what have happened.
That is true. That is very true.
What has happened?
I am a little scared because my saliva card, I'm pretty sure we saw this before, whatever this is.
See, I can't see these very well when you do this.
It's
I gotta just take your word for it.
It's kind of like what they call
like
that
a 7.
What'd they call that thing? The freaking I forget what they called it.
The Mind Flayer?
Mind Flayer, that's it. Could not think of the name.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember this background at all, so that's a good thing.
Oh.
This almost looks like the Upside Down.
Oh, it does. Maybe you're gonna. Do you already have a Vecna?
I do have a Vecna, but it had a different.
Okay.
You know what? I think I took the Vecna from another thing.
Oh, well, maybe this will be Vecna.
So maybe this will be Vecna. Hopefully not the same.
Have you got an Eddie yet?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. It is. I don't know what this is supposed to be, like one of those tentacle things from Vecna. Oh, you know what? I think it goes into their hand. What the heck is this thing?
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Do you know who my new favorite Stranger Things character is?
Who?
Delightful Derek, also known as Derek.
He is funny. I don't know what the heck this is.
Some kind of egg?
Someone's screaming at us in our chat right now because they're like, "You idiot!"
Yeah.
How do you not know this?
I've watched this show as much as anyone else, and I have no idea what that is.
The head feels like it's down here. Feels like a human being. It doesn't feel like a Vecna to me. I could be wrong.
Or a Demogorgon. What we got?
Trying to figure out where the face is. I think the face is this way, I think. Okay, here we go. Survey says...
It's a Demogorgon, isn't it?
Oh, it is a Demogorgon. Look at that.
Ah, neat. You definitely don't have one of those.
Don't have no Demogorgons, man. I think this goes in its hand.
Man, you're going to have them all eventually.
As many of these things as I bought, by God, I should. I forgot.
You still got a lot of them, too.
I still got 2 more of the full cases, and then I've got like 2, 4, 5, 10. I've got 10 of the other ones.
Man, that's crazy.
So yeah, we got the full little scene right here.
They're definitely cool. That must be the eggs they come out of or something.
It must be. I don't know. Which they kind of explained a little bit of that lore. For those of you that hasn't seen it, I won't give it away, but
yeah. Did you know that there's a canonical stage play that's been out for ages that explains Henry/Vecna's backstory?
I did. I did not know that until like a week ago.
Yeah, I only learned it a week or 2 ago, but you can watch it online, I understand. So I got to watch that before the next thing comes out somehow.
There was something that came out, and I don't know how true this is, and I'm not going to give it away. I'll tell you off air, Nick, because you've caught up, so I don't want to give too much stuff away.
Okay.
But I was like, why didn't I think of this? And it's supposedly going to explain, long story short, who's going to be the heroes in the finale.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I want to hear that.
Heck yeah.
Sorry for you folks. You're not going to get to hear this.
You're not going to know. It's all on you. Suckers. Well, hopefully y'all enjoyed the podcast. If you enjoy the podcast, please be sure to give it a thumbs up wherever you listen to our glorious podcast. Also, please be sure to tell your friends about us. Let us know, or let them know exactly where they can find us. And until we see you in the next episode, goodbye, little creepy people.
Goodbye.